Hey everybody, Julie here from Mostly Caffeinated. I am joining you this morning in my pajamas with my dishwasher running in the background because that's the kind of month we're having. It's December. Got a million things going on. And I just wanted to sit down and at least say hello. It has been a hot minute since I filmed a video. I'd say a good 50% of that is because my camera got bonkered up again, and I just this morning was digging in my software and my settings and stuff, and I finally got it to work again. So here we are. But anyway, cup of tea instead of cup of coffee because it's 7:30 in the morning. And, pajamas. At least I've got presentable looking pajamas. Thank you, Jennifer Scott, for schooling me about presentable pajamas a long time ago. Because, between the kids knocking on the door to pick up my kid to carpool and filming a video unexpectedly during breakfast, because that's when my kids are being quiet, here we are. So, I don't have a real clear direction for this video. I guess what I want to convey is that there needs to kind of somehow be a balance between hanging on to things and traditions and, keeping those things up for your children and hanging on to your sanity. I'm finding this is the first year where I'm really having to make a lot of compromises as far as what we do for the holidays. Every year until now, this started before we even had kids. Every year until now, we have done kind of some minor Hanukkah celebrations in addition to our Christmas celebrations. Now, we're not Jewish by religion. I am possibly, this is a long story, but I might be. Anyway, I might be Jewish by ethnicity way, way back. I just find the whole thing fascinating, the idea of spending a week of nights together, kind of playing games, talking, having snacks, that kind of thing. That's what we do. We just, play a game each night, eat some chocolate. It's not really a big deal. But this year we're not doing that at all. It's the third day of Hanukkah already? We haven't done a thing. Oops. We did manage to get the Christmas tree up halfway. The boys all put ornaments on one day. So, all the plastic ornaments that go on the bottom are on, and a couple of ones on the top. Jaden lost interest, 5 minutes into the project. And that's it. The topper didn't get put on. Our actual, nice ornaments didn't get put on. I put up the stockings. That's it. We have an extra tree with just birds on it, and every year we buy a new set of birds, one for each member of the family. That hasn't gone up in a couple of years, and I really don't think it's getting up this year. We bought the birds! We're caught up on the ornaments, but the tree ain't going up. We have an advent calendar with little doors, and for the last few years I have put laminated cards with activities in there, interspersed with candy in some of the doors. I don't even know where the advent calendar is. It certainly isn't up, and it's certainly not full of activities planned out by the day to be the most convenient, which is what I've done in past years. I bought presents for the kids, but not as many as last year. Last year everybody got 4 presents. This year it's 2 and a half. I managed to book our New Year's Day vacation, barely, after many hours of stressing out on Airbnb because all the places that we've been are booked. I managed to find a new place we haven't been that was reasonable. So thank goodness that's still happening, but oh my word, so many things I'm having to let go of. There just doesn't seem to be time to do our daily life and these extra traditions. I'm hoping I can pull off still our family Christmas Eve, which we don't do on Christmas Eve. We just do it a few days beforehand. But I usually have a lot of hors d'oeuvres and snacks and fancy drinks and fancy desserts and stuff like that. And I'm hoping I can still pull that off. The thing that's really getting me this year the reason that guilt is creeping in here is because this is the first year that I have kids who are going to notice that we're not getting things done. Usually every year we've had a newborn in the house. It's kind of been like a free pass. Whatever happens, happens. Go with it. A bunch of stuff's going to fall through the cracks and it's okay. But this year, I have the newborn, sure, but I also have a very inquisitive 5-year-old and a 14-year-old who this is now his second Christmas with us. He knows what we did last year. He knows what I consider to be traditions, and he knows that they're not happening. And nobody has said anything. This is just all coming from inside, where I am feeling bad that I'm not keeping up the traditions for my kids. So I should probably, steer this away from personal anecdote and try to, get a little bit more, connection with you over the topic, but I'm trying really hard not to feel guilty about skipping on stuff. And we're making some new traditions along the way, which I'm enjoying. I threw a Friendsgiving this last weekend, which I've never done before. I always kind of made fun of the concept. It seemed kind of, so like millennial, so pop culture. But like avocado toast, Friendsgiving is a fantastic idea that is relatively easy to pull off and should be done. So that I think we're going to do every year, I dare say. It was the most adorable thing. We just finished eating, and some of the friends we had over are good friends with several kids, and they're our godchildren. And my oldest goddaughter, she's 6. She came over and she said, "Julie, are you going to have Friendsgiving every year?" I said, "You know what? I think I am. This is a great idea. I would much rather fill up my house with people." We had, 10 adults and 7 kids here. I would much rather have a giant group of my friends in my house eating together and hanging out together for a day than worry about, candy in advent calendar boxes. That was so much more worth my time to complete than some of these other things that I've been worrying about completing. So that's going to become a yearly thing. And I'm sure along the way a couple of other things are going to be happening. But, I've got a Christmas concert for one kid and a Christmas program for another kid. And my husband's Christmas services for school, which are completely separate from either one of those things. And I'm trying to give myself a little bit of grace, and I hope my kids are giving it to me also. It's hard because I really, really love traditions as a family, especially holiday traditions. I know my mom has always kind of made fun of me for sticking to my guns about our family traditions when I was growing up, insisting that she always made the same foods on the same holidays, and with the same things in the same order, the same dishes in the same, whatever. But for some reason, that's always been really important to me. And when I started having kids, it was really important to me to have things we did every single year. I'm not sure why that is. I haven't sat with the psychology of that for very long to think about it. I don't know if it's kind of some semblance of, family, if I feel like that's part of what makes a family, is keeping traditions together and knowing that you do the same things together every year. I don't know. But I'm probably the one placing the most importance on it. And I think maybe that's something we could all think about, is who says we have to do these things? Is this really coming from the people that we're doing them with, or is it coming from ourselves? Like, who decided that this needs to happen every year? Maybe it happens every other year. I don't know. And my husband said something quite intuitive the other day. I said something about, we haven't gotten the advent calendar up yet. We haven't done this. We haven't done that. And he said the kids aren't going to remember that we didn't do it this year. They're going to remember that we did do it some years. And I hope that's true. I know that's how my 3-year-old's going to think about it. I think my 5-year-old will be able to get over it if I just explain that we're really busy. I'm not so sure about my 14-year-old. We only have 4 years left until he goes off to college. And that seems like such a precious short amount of time to solidify ourselves as a family, to do something enough times that it's even traditional, to have something for him to look forward to coming home from college for. I mean, I knew that getting into the whole thing. That's part of adopting a teenager, I suppose, is that you have such a short amount of time with those kids. You know, you see those horrible infographics on the internet that are like, you only have X number of Saturdays in your kid's life, and between now and 18, you only have, you know, so many Christmases or this many birthdays, blah, 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 blah. I'm pretty sure those are just meant to induce guilt and try to get you to, like, go, do more mom stuff. But when your kid is 14, it's really true. There really are only 4 more years. I just hope that, despite the fact that I can't get it all done, that we're having to skimp this year, that he still wants to come back. That he doesn't spend Christmas with his friends' families or at school or, you know, on a vacation somewhere. That he still wants to come back. Even though it's a mess here. The kids are loud, the house is dirty, mom is crazy, I'm still in my pajamas, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I guess that's not really up to me, though. I guess I could work my little tush off and be some kind of, you know, poster child mother, Stepford wife, crazy Pinterest mom, and that still wouldn't guarantee that any of my kids are enjoying themselves, are, you know, planning to come back to the nest for holidays. Nothing is guaranteed. All we can do is our best, and I suppose part of my best is having like one scrap of mental health left rattling around in my brain, which is a lot of why I'm letting these things go. I could stay up even later or get up even earlier or, you know, neglect all friends get-togethers and all that stuff and probably get this stuff done. I probably could. But I wouldn't trade, you know, Friendsgiving. I wouldn't trade the party that I was at with some coworkers of my husband's on Sunday. I wouldn't trade sitting on the couch with my kids watching TV. I wouldn't trade that stuff for the traditions having gotten done this year. Like, the Advent calendar is, you know, 2 minutes of joy at the end of each day. A lot of it is candy. Hanukkah is 8 nights of spending 5 minutes together before several of the kids wander off to do their own thing. That's probably not worth the trade-off of never sleeping, never sitting down to a meal, never actually enjoying the people that I'm doing this for. So, this was quite a ramble about mom guilt. Usually I make blog posts about mom guilt. If you want to check out my blog, the link, I think, is in the description always. There's a series of posts called Let Go of Mom Guilt, and then various aspects of our life where we could do that. And I should probably make one about the holidays, because this was quite a ramble. But that's just what I wanted to talk about this morning, and, you know, like everything else in my life, this channel is extremely casual, and is just kind of what pops in my head to say to you, and I hope that my struggle kind of at least lets you know you're not alone in your struggle. I don't have any answers for you. It's really easy to say, you know, let go and just feel the grace in your parenting, and it's okay that you don't do the things. It's not that simple. We all know it's not that simple. I could say that all I want and I'm still feeling guilty, but at least we're all guilty together. I don't think anyone's children have ever been permanently ruined by a lack of holiday tradition one year. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that hasn't happened. That you're not traumatizing your kids by missing a thing here or there. It might be traumatizing to your kids if their mom went literally completely insane. So there's that. But anyway, I should go. I got some kids who need a bath. I need to go to a store and buy some juice. I should put some clothes on before I do either one of those things. And any minute here, the baby's going to wake up screaming bloody murder like she did 5 times last night. So, I'll see you guys around. Have a great holiday season. I hope to be on at least one more time before Christmas actually hits us. Bye.